What if I told you the same thing that keeps millions of people stressed is also one of the tools rich people use to get richer? That thing is debt. For one person, debt means credit card pressure, late fees, salary gone before the month starts, and that sick feeling when another payment reminder appears. For another person, debt means buying a rental property, expanding a business, keeping cash free, and using borrowed money to create more money. Same word. Completely different game. So the real question is not, is debt good or bad? The better question is this debt making you richer? Or is it quietly making someone else richer from you? Most people meet debt at the worst possible time. They do not borrow because they found an opportunity. They borrow because life has cornered them. The car breaks down. Rent is due. School fees arrive. A medical bill appears. Groceries become expensive. Suddenly, the credit card, personal loan, or installment plan feels like the only door left open. At that moment, debt is not building anything. It is just helping someone survive the week. The problem is that debt does not disappear when the emergency ends. It follows you into the next month. Then the next. The salary comes in, but it does not feel like freedom. It feels like a train station where money arrives, stops for a few seconds, and immediately leaves. Loan payment, credit card payment, phone installment, buy now, pay later payment, car payment, interest fees, another small cut from future income. This is how debt turns tomorrow's money into yesterday's spending. Now compare that with how wealthy people usually think about debt. Before borrowing, they ask one question: will this debt make me money, save me money, or increase the value of something I own? If the answer is yes, they may use debt. If the answer is no, they slow down. A wealthy person may borrow to buy a rental property that brings rent every month. They may borrow to buy equipment that helps a business produce more and earn more. They may borrow to expand a company, buy inventory, purchase land, or invest in something that has a real chance of growing in value. The debt has a job. It is not just sitting there eating their paycheck. It is connected to an asset. Imagine two people borrow the same amount of money. One person uses it to buy a luxury car mainly to impress others. The car looks beautiful on day one, but from that moment, it starts costing more. Insurance, fuel, repairs, maintenance, and the monthly payment. On top of that, the car usually loses value over time. So the person is paying interest on something that is getting cheaper while also draining cash every month. Another person borrows the same amount to buy equipment for a small business. Maybe it is a commercial oven, a delivery vehicle, a printing machine, or tools that allow them to serve more customers. If that equipment helps bring in more income than the monthly payment, the debt is working. One debt creates pressure. The other creates capacity. Poor and middle-class people are often pushed toward debt for consumption: phones, clothes, furniture, weddings, vacations, cars, parties, gadgets, and lifestyle upgrades. These things are not always bad. People deserve comfort. The danger begins when borrowed money is used to create the image of success while the financial foundation is still weak. Because looking rich and becoming rich are two completely different things. A person can look successful and still be drowning in payments. Another person can look ordinary and quietly own assets that pay them every month. Social media makes this harder because everyone shows the highlight reel, the new phone, the trip, the watch, the dinner, the car. Nobody posts the monthly payment hiding behind it. That is why debt becomes emotional. People do not only borrow for products, they borrow for status, confidence, respect, and the feeling of not being left behind. Another major difference is the cost of debt. In the U.S., the average credit card interest rate on accounts paying interest was more than 21% in early 2026. That means a person carrying a balance is not just paying for what they bought, they are paying a heavy price for time. Borrow $10,000 at around 22%, and the interest alone can be more than $2,000 in 1 year if the balance is not reduced. That is why credit card debt can feel like running on a treadmill. You are moving, sweating, trying hard, but barely getting ahead. Now compare that with asset-backed debt. Around mid-2026, the average 30-year fixed mortgage rate in the US was around 6.5%. That is still not cheap, but it is very different from credit card interest. And if that mortgage is attached to a property that produces rent or grows in value over time, the debt may have a purpose beyond consumption. This is why cheap debt can be powerful and expensive debt can be dangerous. Rich people usually get access to cheaper debt because banks trust them more. They have assets, collateral, income history, business records, and stronger credit profiles. Poor people often face the opposite. The person who needs money the most may pay the highest price for it. And this is why financial education matters. If you do not understand debt, someone else will happily explain it to you in the most profitable way for them. It is only $99 a month, no payment today, you are pre-approved, easy installments. But the real question is not, can I afford the monthly payment? The real question is, what is the total cost and what does this do to my future? That is how wealthy people think. They do not stop at the monthly payment. They look at the interest rate, the loan length, the total repayment, the risk, the cash flow, and the value of the thing they are buying. They ask, will this asset produce income? Will it grow? What happens if income drops? Most people are sold payments. Wealthy people study deals. Sometimes rich people borrow instead of selling their assets. If someone owns property, stocks, or business shares, they may not want to sell them because those assets could grow in the future. Instead, they may borrow against them while still keeping ownership. That does not mean it is risk-free. Borrowing against assets can become dangerous if values fall or cash flow disappears. But the main idea is important. Ownership gives options. Assets give power. Income alone can be fragile. If the job stops, everything shakes. That is the real lesson. Debt attached to assets can become a lever. Debt attached to consumption can become a chain. But this does not mean poor people are careless or rich people are always smart. Life is not that simple. Many people borrow because wages are low, prices are high, emergencies happen, and they were never given a fair starting point. The point is not to blame people. The point is to understand the pattern before the pattern controls your life. Debt becomes dangerous when it is used without a plan. It becomes even more dangerous when it is used to hide financial reality. If you need debt to buy something that does not create income, does not increase in value, and does not solve a real problem, then that debt may be making your future smaller. So before taking any loan, ask yourself 3 questions. Will this debt help me earn more? Will it help me own something valuable? Will it still make sense if my income drops? If the answer is no, pause. Because in the end, debt either helps you own more or makes you owe more. The difference is purpose, knowledge, and discipline. And once you understand that difference, you stop asking, can I afford the payment? And start asking, is this moving me toward freedom or away from it? That one question can save years of your life. Keep watching. The next video may change how you see money.